You're likely to miss the cells you're looking for, even though they may be there.
Even with a microscope, finding germs or bacteria can often be tricky.
Say, here they are.
But first, let's define germs.
The word germs is a catch-all phrase. It can refer to bacteria, viruses, or any microorganisms.
And where can you find them?
Germs are everywhere. They're on every surface, they're on your body and inside your body. For most germs, 99% are not harmful. In fact, some of them are actually good for you. But 1% of germs can give you disease, and that could be anything from a common cold to a life-threatening illness.
And how do they get into our bodies?
Germs can get transmitted as droplets. So the most important thing to keep in mind is that germs can live on surfaces for hours. And usually what happens is they get transferred is the next person will come by, touch a germ, and if they touch themselves with that germ, they can pass it on to themselves.
And a lot of those germ encounters happen at home. While the bathroom might seem like the biggest germ haven, there's actually another room to consider: your kitchen.
The kitchen is really the new family room, so most people walk into their home, they put handbags, keys, book bags right there on kitchen counter, so they bring in the dirt from outside and the germs from outside. The kitchen sink can have up to 500,000 different types of germs. And part of the reason is because we can rinse out some raw meats into the kitchen sink. We rinse the soil off of root vegetables into the kitchen sink. And we also leave plates with food, sometimes even overnight, into the kitchen sink. So because of that combination, the kitchen sink can be really as dirty, if not more dirty, than a toilet. Another common place that can compete with a toilet seat for bacteria and germs is a cutting board. A lot of people will cut raw meats on a cutting board and then use that same cutting board for a vegetable. Sponges are a magnet for germs. A lot of people use sponges for their dishes, but then use that same sponge to wipe down counters and sink and just transfer bacteria and germs back and forth.
So just how do we get those germs to stay away?
Really what you want to do is a threefold strategy to protect yourself against germs. The most important is to wash your hands. You want to make sure you take the time to really lather up, spend 20 seconds, which is what the time it takes to sing happy birthday twice. The second part is to keep the surfaces clean. So be mindful that germs can sit on these surfaces. Wash and disinfect. Whether it's an appliance, you can use hot boiling water. If it's a kitchen sink, you can use diluted bleach. And the third is just to be mindful about how germs spread. You may want a dedicated cutting board for raw meats and a different one for vegetables. You may want a dedicated sponge for countertops and use a different one for dishes.
At the end of the day, when it comes to germs, we might want to borrow from the British and just keep calm and carry on.
Keep in mind, no matter how much you disinfect, germs are everywhere and they're always going to be everywhere.
Adam McCoy, CNN.